All right, Crossroads Sports and the Game Time Podcast presents the Cross Time College Football Show Week 2 recap. Fellas, how are we doing? How was our weeks?
Man, good. All's good. Everything's back okay in Tuscaloosa. Ready for the national title run, and we're ready.
We put
I'm
up
kidding,
70
man.
this week.
Hey,
we had
listen.
to put it up.
Hey, you have to, listen, like I told you, if they don't hang 60 on them, they're out of their minds. So 73 is not bad.
Okay. JB, how was your week?
Nah, man, pretty good week, man. Back to my winning ways as far as, knowing what I'm talking about as far as sports is concerned. Just a rough week, man, as far as college football is concerned. Now, the second week, come back, man, there's a lot more tape, and, you know what I'm saying, we have this more, a little bit slower down pace, man. So, a lot of those folks that was kind of trolling me, talking about Eli Manning, shame on me, Bar Arch Manning being a bust or whatever, I couldn't find nobody, to comment this past 24 hours. So like, man, pretty good week from a 1-loss record. We still tapping into the other sports, man. Y'all know NFL's technically started Thursday night, but they had a Friday night takeover, to which I'm kind of ambivalent on. But like, man, from a college football standpoint, man, back to our winning ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gone all weekend for a golf tournament, so I could check scores and then I could check recaps and see how my bets and all that stuff was going. And then today, after I got back probably about 2 hours ago, I was able to kind of sneak peek and besides watching NFL, was kind of get caught up on some of the games from the weekend of college football. I want to start. Let's start with the marquee game from the weekend. And no, it's not UL Monroe in Alabama. That's not the marquee game from the weekend. Let's start Oklahoma and Michigan because, guys, I was shocked how well Oklahoma looked with offensively and defensively, even with that new quarterback in there coming from Washington State, Mateer, and kind of how they stifled Michigan. That defense stifled Michigan's offense. Underwood, and I'll get to Underwood, my thoughts on him soon, but I was very surprised how well Oklahoma played.
Yeah, I underestimated him, man. I had talked about it, looking at Bryce last week, saying physically he looks like Cam Newton. I figured they had a rejuvenated opportunity after coming off of that big fine that Michigan received. And then the way Oklahoma played the week before, I felt they were 10 points better than Oklahoma, even in Oklahoma. So it definitely hit me for a surprise. But, maybe, Oklahoma has a little bit of seriousness to their program right now going on.
Yep.
No, man, somebody said roll tide in the comments, man. We talking about go blue right now, man. But like, nah, man.
Nothing but love.
No, man, they made Underwood look inconsistent all day yesterday. Looked like a freshman sometimes. And sometimes, man, I was texting y'all talking about he looked like the future LA Rams quarterback, 3 years down the road. So there's just some work and development. He's explosive. As you can see, he's off the field. When things don't necessarily go right, he gets explosive as well. As he kind of had a little go back and forth with his teammates on the sideline. I don't put too much emphasis in that. If it happens again, then you're going to have to say, wait a minute, especially in a tight game like this. Man, you don't want, all right, man, I missed the catch. All right, man, I might have missed the block. And I know you can't just say throw your hands up, but like this is a big game. We on the road. Quarterback, I get it, man. You already got your, riches and whatnot. But like, yo, you the leader. You the leader. You have to galvanize this, man. And you have to, that's not going to fly. When you go into even when you got to play Michigan State, I'm not going to jump into Ohio just yet. Ohio State just yet. But like, yeah. So he has to show some composure. I think, Michigan will be fine. As the great DCot said, a lot of these teams who are going to be national contenders, you're going to have to, you might suffer 2 losses. So, Michigan takes a little lump. And SEC kind of, keeps their head up just a little bit, as far as the bragging rights is concerned.
Yeah, I texted, I don't know if it which group I texted, but I really thought when we talked about it with Arch, how Sark played conservative and kind of kept the training wheels on. And they kind of did that last night, I felt, with the first half, at least with Underwood. When he got out, able to run and use his athleticism and throw on the run and the zips that he was making, Michigan, that's what he does. And they didn't do it as much in the first half. They felt like they had the training wheels on. And then finally opened it up a little bit. But I felt it was a little too late. You got a Cadillac in the garage. Let's put that puppy out there on the streets. Let's let it roar.
Is it true that I think he hasn't run for a first down in the first 2 games? I thought I heard something. I think it was on XM. I forget what channel it was. He hasn't run for a first down in the first 2 games. And granted, this isn't high school, but you're 6'4", 6'5", 240 or so. You can fall forward for 2 or 3 yards, right? So that was disappointing. Maybe the coach is saying, we're going to keep that part of your game in the garage until we think we need it. But it looks to me like they needed it yesterday.
I don't think that coach lasts more than 3 years, 3 more seasons. I don't think he makes it 3 more seasons. I think he gets fired before that.
He called Jim at halftime. He called Jim. Jim, what can I do?
What can I do? I don't think he lasts. Looking back, Ohio State 70-0 thump, Penn State 34-0, LSU. Not the sexiest game against La Tech, but they get it done 23-7. I feel like that was kind of a look ahead spot there for LSU. Georgia, boring game, 28-6 that they had. My man Gundy might get fired out there in Oklahoma State. I saw they got blasted 69-3 at Oregon.
Yeah. I saw a report that said Gundy is realizing what NIL is brought to his program. I wouldn't say that much. I mean, Oklahoma State's been a 7, 8, 9 win team year in, year out. They're always a little brother for Oklahoma. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
They were outclassed yesterday. If you saw that game, I looked at the first half. I didn't want to look at it anymore because it looked like those guys were on skates at Oregon. And, it looked like Oklahoma State was running in mud. They looked really slow, man. I mean, a big difference in speed and athleticism. So they got it handed to them, man. But Gundy's been there for now, about 18 years? I think he's got a lifetime pass right now.
John?
Yes, with the injuries that team sustained early on, the level, what were they kind of expecting out of them in this Big 12 season this year? That's what I kind of look at. You know what I'm saying? Long term, you know what I'm saying? They might miss their big brother a little bit, man. That kind of, you know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron. And when you're not in the middle of a recruiting war with, you know what I'm saying, per se, with the Texases of the world and the Oklahomas of the world anymore, like, who cares? You playing against Colorado. I mean, you know what I'm saying, from a fan standpoint in that area. Who cares if you're playing Colorado? Who cares if y'all playing Arizona? You know what I mean? But no, man, tough time. I think, they'll bounce back, man. Big 12 is a feast on feast league, man. He'll figure out a way to wiggle 5 games.
Next ranked opponent not till October 25th, and that's when they got Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So they got a couple of layups in there. Some get right games.
Yeah, get right. They need it.
There you go. Texas bounces back 38-7. Jonathan Arch Manning, 295 yards passing, 4 tutties passing and 1 rushing. The good graces are back with Arch, as Jonathan was saying. So Texas, I think, got one more one more bye game, I want to call it, coming up here to get them kind of a get right before they start getting that SEC schedule.
Mm-hmm.
John, I texted you. I got out of the shower and I saw Clemson. What the hell's down 16-3 at halftime to Troy? And you know how I thought about Clemson. I said, "Oh, come on now!" But it looks like Dabo got it through.
I was waiting too. I was waiting. my fingers were waiting.
Oh,
Brandon on the text. I was waiting, man.
I was like, "Oh my God, what the hell's going on down there in South Carolina?"
Yeah, second half defensively, Clemson brought their A game. You don't ever. I mean, that's kudos to them for scheduling Troy. Troy's one of those mid majors that you don't, you know what I'm saying, that nobody really wants to schedule for sure. And like I said, they, you know, so Troy might have slowed them up a little bit in that first half. with the way Troy kind of, if I remember right, that coach kind of plays a slow down offense, kind of like Army. And I kind of shout that in a parallel. It's not just like Army because he does throw it a little bit. Because Army somehow yesterday beat Kansas State, which I'm not saying it's unexcusable, you know what I'm saying. But like early on in the season, man, that was one that Kansas State thought they was going to, you know what I'm saying, zip tie Army up. So like, no, you know, I love the great thing about college basketball is the unpredictability of it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we know that everybody's got cupcakes or whatnot. But like I said, when Clemson schedules a team like Troy, who, you know what I'm saying, I do believe they're an American, who always finishes the top 3 or 4 in the American, that kind of just shows, you know what I'm saying, they're again, still a cupcake, but a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, not a whole lot of frosting on this one, like, per se, if you schedule, you know what I'm saying, your cousin's, you know what I'm saying, university from we don't know where it's from, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they got out of it because if you lose that game, like you're out of national contention, like your quarterback's definitely out of any type of Heisman conversation, and you know what I'm saying, they're looking at the 8, and then your conference is looking a little bit sadder as well because you're one of the strong horses. So like, nah, they got out of that, and then we don't have to have that bad conversation.
Yeah, 100%. Arizona State went to Mississippi State. Mississippi State pulled the upset. SEC country, 24-20 over Arizona State. I was probably one of my 2 shockers of the week.
Them cowbells, man.
Mm-hmm.
Start Vegas. We talked about it last week. Them cowbells, man. This being in person is just something different, man. Great game for them, man. Great give back game. You know, they're at home. Being down there in Start Vegas, coming across the country, a night game, you give them about 4 or 5 points anyway. And they had to play, and they did. So kudos to the people down in Stark Vegas. I know my cousin's happy. She's a Mississippi State grad, so she's happy. Well, lucky her.
Yeah. That was Mike Leach special, I call it.
Yeah, very, very. I feel like very seldom in the last couple of years, man, we haven't said anything positive about both teams from the state of Mississippi and Ole Miss.
Whoa, I mean, somebody's been preaching Ole Miss for a while now.
Well, I'm talking about together at the same time.
Okay.
Talking about a combo deal is what he's talking about, right?
Okay.
I know, hey man, Lane Train zipped up IU one bowl season, man. And like, you know, Brandon Reed been on that, you know, so ever since, man. So, but like, nah, man. Again, if for anybody who kind of thought from a conference standpoint that the SEC was out of it, Mississippi State just sent the Big 12's probably champion, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Future champion, for sure. Last year's champion, for sure. They just sent them in a, you know what I'm saying, home with a loss. So, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of work. They made, the kudos to the Mississippi State defense, made Sam Levitt just look a little bit flustered yesterday, enough to win the game. So, Arizona State got to go back, you know what I'm saying, and that cannibalized Big 12 and figure some things out, get a, you know what I'm saying, definitely put some more pressure on them. Like I said, Mississippi State ain't necessarily, they shouldn't be considered dead in any shape, way, or form. So, yeah, Mississippi State, kudos.
Florida loses at home in the Swamp.
I was shocked.
South
man.
Florida.
I'm
and
shocked.
It gets worse because you got at number 3 LSU, at number 5 Miami, home against number 7. Then you play at Texas A&M, and then you take on Mississippi State, who we just now talked about, and then you get Georgia. It's murderous road. Billy Napier will be fired at this stretch. I see them losing 5 more games here.
He sounded like a beaten man at the press conference. If you heard him, you know what's ironic about this Florida situation. Everybody's talking about how disappointed they are. Florida hasn't been significant in the last 10 years. Dan Mullen left Mississippi State to go to Florida for a lateral move, and now he's at UNLV. If Florida wants some love back, they got to bring back the original cheater, the original fake master, dust him off and throw the cobwebs off of him and bring him back for a couple of years. You know, Florida, they haven't been significant. And unfortunately, they got a quarterback who we thought about as a potential Heisman Trophy candidate. And now, hell, he may not finish the season based off of how they're going to play this year.
DCot, you want Urban Meyer to come back?
I personally, I don't care.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Spurrier.
Well, he's done. He's really done. But the reason why I say it, because think about it. Nothing since, pretty much when Urban left, I mean, yeah, they got one SEC title game since then, I think, and that's pretty much it, man.
I had heard a rumbling about a year and a half ago. They wanted Tim Tebow to kind of take over. I don't know. Tim Tebow's focus necessarily football in that regard at this point. That would just be a position. But no, they need to find some. And you know what I'm saying? I mean, Florida, like all the coaches, you know what I'm saying, from Atlanta to Florida, tell you all the talent that they have in the state of Florida. And it's just kind of how you cultivate it. Everybody don't go to Alabama. Everybody don't go to Georgia. So, you know what I'm saying, you can't necessarily use that as an excuse. So, you know what I'm saying, what is that university doing? What is that coach, you know what I'm saying, how do they kind of keeping some of those kids, you know what I'm saying, in state? But like Urban Meyer wouldn't be a bad, but like, man, they got too much stank on Urban Meyer when he was there, man.
Did y'all look at the buyout? Did y'all look at the buyout for Billy Napier?
What is it?
It's Chronicle, man. Hey, I want his agent. When we blow up, I want his agent.
If it's over 40
million, 8 of his teams he's playing this year are ranked right now. 8 of them are ranked. Long way from that first game. They took on Long Island. I didn't know Long Island had a university, let alone
I know.
I thought they were an online university.
Yeah, wow. Exactly. Oh my God! I need one more. I'm sorry, fantasy. I'm down by 0.06. 0.06. They're at 2-minute warning. I need one more handoff to J.K. Dobbins.
Didn't I just say don't jinx yourself, man?
I'm not jinxing it. I'm watching it over here in the game. I won the parlay. I'm trying to win the fantasy. Sorry, that's wrong sport.
Hey, that's live and late breaking if we're talking about it, right?
Exactly.
But now I mean, for me, Florida, they've got a murderer's row. Their over under was 6.5 at the start of the season. You lose to South Florida yesterday. Excuse me. I mean, if they win 6, can they win 6 out of that schedule?
Nah.
No.
Yeah, they got talent. What about, speaking of Florida? What about the kids spitting in the lineman's face? I mean,
dumb.
Are you kidding me?
Dumb. After the NFL just did it. Dumb.
How? What are you thinking? Right? Is that discipline? Is that on the coach? Is that on the type of players you're recruiting? Is that in the heat of the battle you've been getting your ass kicked a little bit and you're frustrated, or is it a combination of all of that?
I think it's a little bit of a combination, but it's pure stupidity and weak-mindedness. I'll call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the man.
Know your time situation, and
he reared back. It wasn't a sneak. He reared back and gave him and it was right in the face. It would also be.
It'd be one thing if it didn't happen Thursday night, but the entire nation saw it on Thursday, right? Yeah. So,
you better.
Ole Miss, Kentucky. Just the only thing I have to say, it is a travesty for those of us who had the push of Ole Miss -10, when Kentucky had no business going down there with only 3 seconds left to kick a damn field goal to make it a 7-point game. That is a travesty bad beat. And that's on Scott Van Pelt's bad beats tomorrow night. It needs to be.
Hey man, I just hope
we didn't get the yard.
As we about SEC talk, man, I just hope Tennessee, you know what I'm saying, they scored 72 points yesterday against Eastern Tennessee, whoever. Believe it or not, there was a McNamara on the other side of that football. So, you know, so Eastern Tennessee had a named quarterback out there. But 72 points, I hope Josh Heupel has left a little bit for Georgia next week, because you're going to need everything to beat Georgia.
Yeah. They're at home, so that's an opportunity there, right? They're at home. Crowd's going to be lathered up. It's going to be a night game. Crowd's going to be lathered up. Looks like the quarterback that they replaced, young man who went out to UCLA, is fell right on third base, man.
Well, I guess so, Joey. He's 24 years old, man. He should be.
It's like your boy from Louisville, right?
Crazy.
Exactly. IU, John, got a big win against Kennesaw State.
People out here,
Cincinnati lit that cig and
people
put 55 on him.
Yeah, man. You know, that's a game they know they was going to steamroll Kennesaw State. Kind of look good to great in all facets of the game, whether special team, defense, and offense. For anybody just still kind of checking, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I think I use tied 20, 23 or something like that.
I'm showing 22.
Yeah, they're trying to, you know what I'm saying? They're playing that game where they're trying to get back in the top 10 so they get in playoff contention. However anybody wants to look at it, Indiana State has had a culture change. That's IU's next opponent. Indiana State has had a culture change from last year. I get it. Last 2 seasons, hell, IU zip-tied them in 2023. Last year, Purdue, and they fired their coach. Still, Purdue beat them like 49-0. But this is a little bit different. Indiana State Sycamore team. I think, at least for the first half, they'll give the Hoosiers a stiff upper lip. You know what I'm saying? Make it muddy for them. But I think the Hoosiers dismiss. I know we didn't ask predictions just yet, but I think the Hoosiers. But it's still going to be a real good game. It's going to test because I don't think we didn't. That's not a test we saw against Kennesaw State. That was a pancake. You know what I'm saying? But the Sycamores got a little bit more push to them this year, man, and we'll see what they got next week.
Here's my concern. Here's my concern with the Hoosiers. Man, they've got Indiana State this coming week, but then they got Illinois, Iowa, and Oregon.
We're gonna see where they are then.
Oh, yeah, so JB after week 7, we'll know.
Yep,
we'll absolutely know.
Purdue, oh my God, first quarter was 14-14 with Southern Illinois. I was like, you got to figure out something here. My mom's watching it. I'm at their house last night. I said, turn it off this TV. I said, get the Michigan game on. Nobody wants a Purdue game, even though we're both all Purdue fans. But no, get that off there. They pulled it away. Exactly. The big thing, John, Ball State covered 42.5. Ball State covered. They lost 42-3, but the coach needs to be fired. You had 50 yards of offense. 50 yards of offense. That's it.
I mean,
you had more penalty per Tanner, who was at the game. They had more penalty yards than total yards.
But they were outmanned, right? I mean, you got a 42-point dog. I mean, that says somebody's saying that you're outmanned, right? And those type of things can happen, right? I mean, I don't even know who they play, but if you got a 42-point spread, and they played in Auburn too, right?
Yeah, it's a wonder why he didn't.
War damn Eagle.
It's just a wonder why he didn't convert that game to another game, maybe a local game. You know, you're gonna get your tail whooped at least scheduled
against a Division I AA coach.
Maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe to measure his guys and listen. This is what big time football is about. Are you ready? Maybe there's an opportunity for Ball State to turn the corner after this game. Not saying pull off 3 or 4 in a row, but an eye opener. You never know.
John, you said the biggest game of the season's next week for IU, real quick.
Really, man? ISU?
John's all over it.
No, just because they play. So, listen, man, you play like-minded opponents. And it's not to pick on Alabama. Alabama plays Eastern Illinois later on in this year. If I'm assuming Alabama's probably going to dominate Eastern Illinois the same way we saw yesterday, a similar fashion. From a total score point, but no, man, you playing like-minded opponents, man. I expect Indiana State to try to run it down the Hoosiers' throat next week. They have a very complimentary run game. They are not pass happy with any realm of the imagination. So Signetti will probably key in on that, but I expect them to try to run it down IU throat and to keep it close.
JB, I got a question. Has the Sycamore faithful, kind of broke off a few dead presidents your way? Did somebody drop a brown bag around Forest Manor?
I'm not saying that I get people to have a shut up, but I'm the only one who said Ball State was going to cover, and they covered. I'm the only one last year. You know what I'm saying? Who said IU? I get it, man. Y'all saying that, these games don't count, but they do count, and they made it to the playoffs. I trusted my science. I didn't say Indiana State was going to win. And if Signetti puts up a 55 points on them, IU will probably put up 30. Be honest with you.
I hear a chip. Brandon, don't you hear a chip on this man's shoulder? I mean, he's got some angst in his voice. He's got some No, JB, I haven't heard this in a while.
I don't like I told you so. You know what I'm saying?
He's paying that tuition.
Even
Hey,
my
hold
son,
on.
even my son, the tornado, told me you were messing up on your picks.
Hold on, let's shift real quick. Going into today, any Colts fan that y'all know would have said, "Nah, man, the Colts is gonna look terrible." Nah, man, the Colts after watch what it say tomorrow. Oh man, in Ballard we trust. That's what
JB was right.
Sorry,
I just said 10 games.
Sorry, they just got a fumble in the very last play of the game. Oh, yeah.
Hey, bring the dollar sign. Hey, bring the
What a sack, fumble, bam.
This is live late breaking. Live on
yeah.
Fantasy. I just won by 3 points now.
There you go. Now the Colts will win 10 games. They look like they could win 10 games for sure. After you kind of saw that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, the Dolphins look great on that game one. I think the Dolphins will figure their offensive out and all that later on in the season. They won't be an 8-point dog for anybody. But like, nah, man, you know, I trust my science, man, for sure.
Hey, mark your tape right here. Dolphins coach is going to be the first coach fired this season. Yeah. I got a feeling, man. He's getting a lot of pushback. Remember in the offseason?
He should.
I forget the cornerback who talked about there's no discipline, how he's afraid of the players. They don't respect him. Look, you replaced Tua for Wilson. Are you kidding me?
Be the first one. Black Monday. Be the first one.
It would not surprise. I'm not saying he should be. I just think people are tired of the cargo pants with the pants leg up and the Jerry Curl look and all of that. I think people are tired of it.
We ain't playing PlayStation 5 no more, bro.
Yeah, I think he's worn out his welcome a little bit.
Well, Tua's got good. When they catch the ball, he's got good connectivity. You know what I'm saying? That big word. You know what I'm saying? I also know they couldn't do anything today at all. Yep. Defensively, the coach was on them, so they got some things to figure out.
Well, it's game one, so we'll give them a mulligan, right? Since it's game one,
big time mulligan. Nobody saw that. They was up. The coach was up. What, 23-0? Nobody saw that coming. Watch tomorrow. DCot, watch.
Hold on, this is college football show, fellas.
Oh yeah,
I got to reel you back in.
Hey, what page?
JB took me there.
Not this show.
I blame you, JB. Back to college.
Back to college. Anything else jumping week 2 wise? Recap. You want to call before we kind of preview week 3?
No, man. I don't have.
We hit the hot buttons. Hot topics right there.
SEC, we'll say this, SEC, we felt like had a better showing, showed a little more girth. Yeah, a little more oomph this past week, so good for them. Going into this week, hey, John's Hoosiers and Sycamores, they play on Friday night, so he can get down there to Terre. Oh, it's down in Bloomington. He can get down there to Bloomington and get back Friday
69
night.
runs through, JB. It's all hooked up. Get the 465, man, and you're there.
Yeah. Looking into it, first Big Ten matchup, we got Oregon and Northwestern. We won't do any predictions for that, but I think we all know that Oregon's going to stomp on that thing. Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to Clemson at Georgia Tech. I really think that's going to be an intriguing game.
That's
Could be upset alert.
That's another one.
John likes Georgia Tech.
You got to talk about, man. You got to like the ACC just a little bit better. Georgia Tech. And it's another one I forgot that's having a little bit better season this year as well. They kind of bringing back a little bit more respectability to the ACC.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Georgia Tech does anything close to what they did in week 1, that's going to, against Colorado. Granted, Colorado's not Clemson, but also, too, I think that we've kind of overrated Klubnik a little bit. He's 6'1", 6'2".
I have.
I mean, in the beginning I was too, because I remember people talking about, hey man, he could be the top pick in the draft. I mean, no, I don't see it. You have to be a difference maker in that Troy game, and you weren't. And you got lucky. You got lucky in that one.
Yep, 100%. Wisconsin goes down to take on Alabama. ESPN has the spread right now. Alabama -20.5. Over under 47.5. I kind of like the over 47 right now if I were to look at it.
Same here. I'm taking the over, and I'm giving you the 20. I think Bama has some the old chip on the shoulder like JB does. They showed a little bit of that yesterday. And think about this: is the Big 18 coming down to T-Town, and everybody talks about how the Big 18 is the best conference. Well, they're coming down to our neighborhood, and we'll see what happens.
John, why hasn't it worked out for Fickle at Wisconsin as it did at Cincinnati?
I think
he's got more resources.
Yeah, you got more resources, but I think it was just kind of perfect for him in the state of Ohio and being that part of the Midwest, recruiting, primarily, the Indiana, Chicago area. And I'm sure they're national recruit, but it's a little bit better of a sell to get somebody when he was, assistant coach or whatever at Ohio State. And then you got to go over to Cincinnati. It's a little bit, okay. It's easier sell for him than Wisconsin. But it's weird though that I say that because other coaches have done well in Wisconsin. He just hasn't been able to find the connectivity. Who's been his special running back? Nobody. Who was his special quarterback? Nobody. He hasn't had a consistent enough team up there to say yes, we are. Everybody knows Wisconsin. As far as the powerful. It comes. They always usually are like fourth. And when it comes to Big Hen, he hasn't been since maybe the first year. He hasn't been like scary. Wisconsin, his Wisconsin haven't been scary. So I think it's kind of has to do with him. I know it's weird. Him leaving the state of Ohio, and having that maybe those grassroots connection to that the AAU that is that football world is in the state of Ohio, man. So if he don't win this game, he don't have a good season this year, man. He's probably out the door for sure. So I think all eyes are definitely on this game for him as well. Maybe they go buy spend a $1 billion lottery ticket to pay out his cash out. But man. I think definitely all eyes on me kind of game right here for both these programs and coaches.
I think with him leaving being Cincinnati as long as he was, going to Wisconsin, it seems to me like he probably changed his approach to recruiting, right? Because you say, okay, I'm in a bigger school, I'm in a Big 18 now. I've got bigger players, stronger players, but you still got to have that core of type, that those resources, those coaches that
right.
You have when they get that big guy coming in, he's yours. And it seems as though I don't want to say it, but maybe he's been a little bit big time, right? And Wisconsin, this isn't the Wisconsin of Ron Dane, So maybe he tried to go a little big time, and it kind of flew back in his face.
Big one, 3:30 ABC, Georgia at Tennessee. Georgia -7 right now is the spread for that game. I'm going to wait and see what happens with that spread, if it can get inside a football number there. John, I know we'll do our show Tuesday night with Tanner for our official picks. JB's
waiting to be right. Tell him, JB. JB is going to be on a roll this week. I'm telling you.
Hey, do you have DCot's friend?
Dude, he already left.
Oh, he left for the day?
Yeah, he left for the day. Josh,
my boy.
I saw he did a video.
Yeah, man, he already left. He comes over every Sunday, man. Eats and runs, man.
Man, he's a savage. Just eats and runs.
Yes.
So with that said, so this Saturday, what do you think about that? You got Georgia's 7-point favorite. They're in Knoxville. You saw what Tennessee did this past week. I'm sure they held something back.
No,
Georgia hasn't been impressive in their 2 wins.
Josh Heupel played 3 quarterbacks. He played the starter. Nobody threw over interception. He played everybody because he had a blow him out kind of game. Yeah. That kind of speaks to me that either he's worried just a little bit, like what I'm saying, like why are you playing? Why would Jake Merkelinger get 14 snaps?
It's a good name.
You know what I'm saying? Why would he need 14? You know what I'm saying? Why would he get 14 snaps when he ain't the starter? You know what I'm saying? Why?
Because he won't get any more snaps the rest of the year.
Well, you going into it, and let's let Joey Aguilar is the starter. Period. Don't.
DeBoer did the same thing yesterday. DeBoer did the exact same, and supposedly he did that at Washington when he was there. When the game was was no longer in doubt, he grabbed the second guy, and supposedly the theory is, I want this second guy being ready. I want him having real action, not just end of the game time. So he came in for Ty Simpson. Mac came in for Ty Simpson in the second quarter.
Do you do that when you're, as a coach, your ass is on the line? Maybe you pull out all stops and make sure you're ready.
I don't think his ass is on the line, man. I think he's got this year, and then worst case scenario next year. I just do. There's a lot of talk, but here's my only thing. That I said it last week. You can't just replace him with an empty seat. It has to be a name to it, and it has to be someone who's worthy of being in T-Town. And who was that?
But they got
Tommy Tuberville.
I don't know. They got John out here still stooping for.
I said Tommy Tuberville coming back.
Tuberville.
They love him down there.
That's my point. And I'll tell you, and I don't want to hear Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, those Sarkeesian. They're not going. Lane burned his bridges. That's the problem for Lane.
If Lane Kiffin became Alabama's coach, I'd be one of the biggest Alabama fans, John.
I'm gonna tell you this.
I'd be rolling tide every week.
It won't happen. He burned the wrong bridges when he left the last time in T-Town.
It probably Mike Tomlin before it'd be Lane Kiffin.
That girl says she won the lottery. She spent it by fat buyout. That's how much she doesn't care about keeping it herself.
Man, so, I tell you what, I wouldn't be thinking about no buyout. I'd be invisible.
You could buy your own damn team, lady. What the?
Miami and South Florida. South Florida now number 18 country, so we got a top 25 matchup. I think Miami puts it to them. They're minus 15.5 right now on ESPN. I kind of like that, but are we expecting maybe a little crystal ball letdown at some point?
At 100%. You saw how excited they were going back to the locker room yesterday. Did you see that? Then after the 90 spits in your player's face. Oh man, it's letdown city. Give me the Canes, and you can have those points, man. I'm thinking Canes by 3 touchdowns.
Brandon Reed, DCot, there is no control. They're out of control down there. Did you see Did you see Playmaker?
Yeah. Did you hear Playmaker? What he said he does it. He put a check on his nightstand.
Man, yeah. He's 10 years my senior at least, and he's out there slapping dudes on the head. Like, you're not playing no more, Playmaker.
Man, like he's 20.
Well, hey, whatever he was on, it was a good on.
Whatever he was on, he was hyped up, man.
Hey,
listen,
you
gotta do. We gotta get started. Let's go.
It's not a reach. Listen, it's not a reach, JB. It's not a JB. It's not a reach.
That's a wig. I want to let you know that's a wig. First of all,
no.
Michael Irvin got a wig.
That ain't no wig, man.
Okay.
He got the jazz, man.
It's a Jerry Curl dance.
His son is a rapper, man. His son is
like,
a
let's
rapper.
Go. I was like, dude, you got to get up. You got to jam. I was like, man, shit. I was hyping out.
He got the credit card out. Allegedly.
Listen, I don't care. Listen, I want to have a secret camera on him about 2 hours prior to the game. That would be made for TV. That would sell out wherever you go.
Yeah, it would.
I'm guaranteeing he has some fun.
Yeah, the use bag is short.
To use bag. Florida LSU 6.5 is the spread. I almost feel like we got to take more than that, fellas.
I don't.
Give it.
What's the catch? What's the catch here, man? What's going on?
It's Brian
degrees.
Let down
at night at LSU. I'm
Tiger Stadium. Hey, the night games. Listen, those people get down there about 6 a.m. By 1, they're toast. They take a nap and they're ready to roll at 7 o'clock. So I'm taking the Tigers, man, and I would definitely take the 7. You're gonna give it to me? I'll take the 7.
Yeah, if it's only 7, man, but because Brian Kelly's not known, he's not gonna blow that team out. He's gonna win. They just gonna try to win the game and not necessarily try to roll points up.
So ESPN's got it minus 6.5. DraftKings right now has it minus 9.5. So it's already moved 3 points to 9.5.
That's a big move.
Huge, and it just got released this morning. So we'll see. Don't sleep on them, John. Texas A&M, number 16, traveling to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish, who were off this past week. I know people forgot about Notre Dame. They lost a close one. Irish at home -6.5 right now against Texas A&M. They went down there last year. Remind me again? Did they beat them down there, or did
No, they
A&M
won a
pull
close
it off?
one. They won a
got
close
close.
Yeah, they won a close one. So now at home, you didn't get a warm up game before Texas A&M here. Really, A&M's 2-0. We'll be expecting.
Yeah, 16th ranked A&M Aggies coming up north, man. I don't know, but I tell you this: I know the Notre Dame smarting from that loss against Miami, and I think they've got a lot to prove, and I think they're gonna bring the wood to Texas A&M.
Yeah, but I'd be more concerned if it was on the road. They know with a week off, you know what I'm saying, and more prep time, they know they got to win this game. Otherwise, nobody's going to take their potential, you know what I'm saying, if they lose this game, they can still go undefeated, win 10 in a row. Nobody's going to take that serious. They'll still be playing in the Pizza Hut Bowl. So they have to win this game. They don't have no other ranked opponent unless somebody else jumps up in the polls. So they have to win this game. I got Notre Dame winning. Another close one.
I'll be out of town. I got to fly down to Houston on Thursday. So I'll be out until Sunday evening when I'm back. I can't even bet in Texas because of sports betting.
That's the worst,
legal
man.
there. So I have to get bets in early at the airport on Thursday. Yeah.
There. Can't bet in Texas.
Yeah.
So, but I have heard that Sunday, Jonathan Birdsong is going up 65 to West Lafayette to meet with his buddy Lincoln Riley, who are going to be taking on the Purdue Boilermakers.
You want to see the link?
USC and Purdue. What are you thinking? Boilers even stand a chance.
What did
the Boilers are the Hoosiers of 8 years ago?
I don't even. Yeah, but the California team is coming here, so yes, they stand a chance. They stand a chance. You know them California
LSU is, or sorry, USC is -21 right now.
Yeah, they don't wake
3
up.
touchdowns.
Big number. Traveling cross country.
I like
3:30 game.
I like Purdue to win this game, man, for real.
So like a noon game. So a noon game for USC.
I like Purdue to win the game. These California teams kept themselves in California.
Yep.
If Purdue had shown something, had shown a pulse, I'd say maybe, but I just don't know, man. I just don't know they can withstand, real college football players right now. They're the IU, they're the Indiana Hoosiers of 10 years ago.
In regards to the Heisman, we're 2 weeks in so far. Who have you liked? Is anybody you've really seen that you said, hey, this guy needs to jump up my board? I like this guy as the favorite right now. I have mine.
I don't have it, man. Let me hear it. I don't have one just yet.
I hate this. I hate to say it. I hate it like it's poison. Garrett Nussmeier, man, has been getting a lot of talk. And we talked about this. The Heisman Trophy winner is the quarterback trophy with the top team. If they continue to play like they're playing, unscathed, he absolutely has an opportunity to be the Heisman Trophy winner.
My rising stock coming off this weekend, and I kind of like the way their schedule sits as well a little bit, we started the broadcast off talking about them, John Mateer in Oklahoma. If I look it up right this second, Mateer actually is the co-favorite at plus 800 for Heisman. Mateer is 800. Nussmeier's with them at 800, and then you got Carson Beck and then Arch Manning. Those are your top. Hey, I tell you what, I like Lenora Sellers, and I think Lenora Sellers has a future in the pros. I just don't know if Heisman really with South Carolina and them, that's going to – I think
not yet. Just a little too soon. Maybe a year too soon, maybe.
And Dante Moore from Oregon's moved up to number 4 now. So fourth best.
If he goes out here and has a smashing against Clemson, then he'll maybe he stays in like Heisman contention. You know what I'm saying? Because that's another thing for Clemson.
Well, take a look at this. You talk about the Oklahoma quarterback. They've got Temple next week, Auburn, Kent State, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Tennessee, Alabama.
And then Missouri and LSU.
If he comes out of that with one, and LSU is the last game of the season. If he comes out of that with 1 or 2 losses, Maybe, just maybe. Listen, it won't be finished. We're gonna have to be. It's gonna be December. You're talking late November, early, because a lot can shake out. But I still take that guy with the name on his back. That guy with the name with start the letter M and ends in G. If they go down and run the table with his name, with his name. I'm not saying he's the best, because we know Heisman Trophy isn't the best player. But I'm telling you, what if they run the table the rest of the season?
Who they play next week? Who Texas play next week? That's going to be another 5 touchdowns. 5.
So?
Texas plays
5 touchdowns. 4 of them was in the air.
UTEP.
Yeah, UTEP, then Sam Houston.
Yep. And then they go to Florida.
Yeah. Then
Then they go to Oklahoma.
Remember, at the next 3, it's going to be like, remember the Alamo, Davy Crockett. Manning.
Maybe we should say the Heisman Trophy winner is going to come out of the SEC. I think that's a safe bet.
Wait a minute. Is Coach Ramon cool with you saying that? From the time podcast?
Of course he's not cool with that.
Jeremiah Smith, you didn't forget.
No, listen. You know what I think about Jeremiah Smith? I think he's the best. I think he's the best from a football perspective.
Gotcha.
Best in the country. But it's not a receiver award unless you do what my man did.
You got to do.
A couple of years ago.
Things to be a receiver to get the Heisman. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Julian Sand is not going to get it, right? So I think that the way it looks now, we'll see. I mean, if Jeremiah Smith puts a few back-to-back 2 or 3 touchdown games and then blowing folks out, maybe so. But it's going to have to be a Herculean effort for him to be a Heisman Trophy winner.
Cool. Okay. Anything else, gentlemen? We've hit week 2 recap, week 3 preview. We've talked Heisman. Anything else on the agenda for you guys this week?
Man, I'm going to the Mall of America, man. I don't like malls, but I was told the Mall of America is a must-see. So I'm going to have my phone out and take a couple of pictures. I'm not spending any money, but they say it's a pretty cool place to hang out and spend some time.
They still got Radio Shack and KB Toys and all those places in there?
Man, your guess is as good as mine. I'll find out in the next couple of days.
Okay. Well, cool. All right. Well, the show will always be on here. Conversation continues on Facebook, on Twitter. You can listen to this show on the Crossroads Sports YouTube channel. You can do it on our Facebook page. You can do it on the Game Time podcast page. And as well, it is now available via Apple Podcasts as well. This show will be uploaded. The audio version will be uploaded later tonight. If nothing else, gentlemen, we will have a great week college football. Our conversation will continue on the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the text messages. Yep. We're keeping a close eye on the Roll Tide situation this week. Make sure everybody's happy down there. So, but
I'll keep you posted after next week. I've got some boots on the ground down there. I'll give you some late breaking news after the next week.
Perfect. All right, gentlemen. Have a safe rest of your Sunday night. We'll see you again next week.
All right, fellas.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.